My aunt backed into my vehicle and destroyed my car door. So naturally, I knew the next logical step was to scrape the entirety of the US auto repair market off of Google Maps to find the absolute best auto body repair shop for my vehicle. From there, we're qualifying them for a variety of things. One, we want them to be in business. Two, we want them to have a website because I just don't trust a business that doesn't have a website these days. I got to be able to find out certain things about you. All right. And then we dive into our most important criteria, which is scoring these businesses to find out which shop is the best fit for me. Okay. This isn't just who's the best shop based on ratings, right? This is the best shop based on my criteria for what I want out of a repairman. Now, that comes down to number of locations. One or two is best. I want an owner that is still directly involved in service delivery. As a business owner, I understand that as you get bigger, clients get less attention. So a 50 location business, a Jiffy Lube, I don't want that productized, overpriced, you know, minimum wage teenager that doesn't care helping me with my stuff. I want the guy who absolutely cares. Hence why we want to have the owner's name in the title. We want their credibility, their legacy to be behind this business. That way, they take pride in the work that they do, hopefully. On top of that, we've got things like reviews. I want a mean person. I'll get into more detail on that later. Do they present themselves on their website as an auto body expert, or are they just trying to be a jack of all trades? And then the number of ratings as well. We don't want the number of ratings to be too low, but maybe too high isn't the best either, right? Now, unfortunately, there was one final data point that I didn't get to carry over because I forgot to map it, which was average review count. I personally think the very best shops are the ones with like a 3.5 or something. Those 5 out of 5 ones, they're just doing some clever marketing, like giving away Tim Hortons gift cards in order to get reviews. I don't trust those for a second. So, what we did instead is we replaced it with actual reviews because we want the mean guys. We want the guys that are going to be rude to you, terrible customer service. And the reason why I want these in my list is because those are the type of people that are going to have to charge less just because they act like a POS. But also, it means that the reviews that are good that they do get are because they do a great job. Okay. Which is what matters to me. I don't want a car salesman for an auto repair guy. I want a rugged, grimy guy. I want the plumber that's showing his butt crack. All right. So, without further ado, let's kind of dive into what we did here. So, just to briefly cover how things work here, basically what we're doing is scraping locations by their geographical location on Google Maps. And because I did this for a client initially, there's a bunch of other things that we scraped in here. Came out to hundreds of thousands of businesses. And basically, we scraped all the cities with over 100,000 population. You can see the relative state and city location there. And we scraped page after page after page of Google Maps. And then we consolidated all that data. We actually found, the contacts as well for lead generation purposes, but this is not for lead generation. It's for something more important. It's for making sure I can get the best auto repair person helping me with my vehicle, replacing my door. So instead, what we did is we took all these pages and we put them into one qualified businesses table. And in that qualified businesses table, we then began lead scoring, which is assigning values to all of those little things I said in order to give them a score and find out who's best for me. So, what did we do to qualify those businesses? Well, let's dive in there. So, first of all, we definitely had to go ahead and dedupe businesses initially. And what is deduping? It just means that we're making sure that we don't have redundant businesses. And we're able to come to, a variety of scores for these businesses. And you can see a lot of businesses end up with the same scores. So we had to get creative in how we go about actually qualifying them. So for the sake of not running this on tens of thousands of rows and, wasting money, we basically boiled it down to, of course, is it an auto body repair shop or auto repair shop? And are they rude, mean, or unprofessional? I wanted that checked. So you can see 1,081 have reviews quoting them as rude, mean, or unprofessional. And, we can actually go into these reviews a little bit. Several customer reviews of them being mean. 3 reviews reflect them being mean. Several customer reviews, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. ripping off customers and employees alike. Complaints also include poor service outcomes and questionable practices at the shop. So, maybe I should append things a little bit because we don't want to be ripped off. Um, so, maybe we evaluate this guy to make sure we're not getting ripped off. But it is good that they're mean. I like mean. Mean is great. Let's see if we can find someone that's just mean. I like a dirty environment. Dishonest employees isn't great. I like low pay. Theft and drug activity, fantastic. As you can see, because of our criteria, we're really getting the cream of the crop. Rude and dishonest staff. I like this. An owner who is unhelpful and dismissive, leading to an unsatisfactory experience with customer service. This is perfect. This is honestly exactly what I was looking for. And so, additionally, what we did is we wanted to identify whether or not they were a body expert or they were trash. And I think I literally made it so if they were, yeah, there we go. So, what we did here is we scraped their website. And for those who don't know, for the reviews, we just scraped Yelp, Facebook, and their website for reviews, as well as Google Maps were possible to pull. And we found those reviews in order to give them a score. And as we scroll down here, we can see we have these guys, which we scraped their website. We went through, we qualified whether or not they specialize in auto body repair or have auto body expertise versus more general expertise, because these companies have a tendency to basically misrepresent themselves. So these are trash. And then we also have location count. Like I said, I want an owner that takes pride in their work, that is, residing in a location that, is residing in their home location or splitting time between two locations, because that's the guy, although he doesn't care, at least there's still someone there, hopefully taking pride in the work. And then we have things like, number of reviews, and again, location count here being repeated. So what does this all boil down to? Well, I put them through, and this is called account scoring, which if you want to use this for more realistic purposes, what this can do is help your SDR team prioritize which leads they should cold call. So, maybe you have a lead that visited a website versus a lead that came through a cold email campaign. And you decide that the cold email campaign leads are a priority versus the website leads after enrichment. So you go ahead and you score them. And, maybe you're also scoring them for employee count, whether or not they had a recent acquisition, or a variety of other triggers, like if they're hiring or the technologies they use. And you can take them all and boil them down into a score to make sure that you only enrich the phone numbers of maybe the 100 best fit leads, so that your SDR is only spending time talking to people that are high value and high likelihood of converting or high fit for your product. Instead, what we did here is we made them high fit for being kind of a piece of crap that's hopefully good at their job. So to do that, we did our rating count, which you got to score 0 if you were under 50 reviews, because I feel like you just haven't been around long enough. And then everyone else got a score of 1. Location count, you got to score 0 for having a ton of locations, 1 for having kind of a ton of locations, 2 for having mid-range of locations, and a 3 for having between 0 and 2, so 1 or 2 locations. From there, we moved on to response. And what response scoring is actually the name of the company. And if you didn't have your name in your company, then you got a score of -1. And the reason I want someone with their name in the company, again, is for that ego, that pride. They're representing themselves. They're representing their family name. That's valuable to me. Then we had keywords 1 to 10 for their search position on Google Maps. So what this is we were able to pull in their actual real search position based on where they ranked on each individual page times the page number that we scraped them off of. And we got their real relative search position on Google Maps. I want someone that's not spending any money on marketing. All right. The more marketing money they're spending, the more money I'm paying for things that aren't the service I'm getting. Maybe, I don't know, possibly. It kind of depends. That's a bit of a sketchy thing to use as a variable, but we're rolling with it today. And so you can see here 1 in 10, 0, 11 to 30, 1, 3, 30 to 300. You're in the money. You get a score of 2. And then we've got poop versus expert. This is the biggest wide range gap. I want an expert that is expertise in this specific thing. So they get a 3. From there, we ran it and we got these companies that have a high enough score to basically qualify. From there, we move on. And the final thing we wanted to do was make sure that we're only going after companies that are close to me. So, what's the closest company and what's our winner here? Well, our winner is this guy, Dave Smith. And in fact, I think I'll make a secondary winner Guy, because I feel like anyone named Guy, that's just a guy I want working on my car. Like, hey, Guy, you're doing a great job. He would probably say F off to me. And I'd be like, perfect. Sorry, sir. Thank you so much for your effort. He'd probably charge me for a coffee or a drink if I asked for one. I want Guy working on my car. Guy's going to kick ass. So let's read some reviews about Guy quickly before we cap off here. So Dave Smith and Guy are going to be my 2 guys I go after. A bit of a drive, honestly. I probably should have mapped the Canadian market since I'm in Canada here. So instances of rude management, rude, deceptive, indifferent of staff concerns, unsupportive, and a negative atmosphere. That sounds absolutely perfect. Let's see what Guy's got going on. Rudeness from the receptionist, poor customer service, staff drinking beer. Honestly, I think Guy and Dave Smith are my guys. So if you guys are in need of auto repair in Williamsville or in Tampa, these are your 2 guys. Let's get their business names and tell me if I should contact all these businesses. I mean, really, the people that should be contacting these businesses are people that clean up reviews and help with customer service, because all of these guys have huge customer service issues, and this can be a great trigger. That's me finding who's going to repair my car door, and scoring based on really, really stupid criteria. And remember to implement account scoring in your campaigns. And if you need lead generation, I'm your guy. Book a call.